I think it's gonna work. Something's not gonna work. I'll probably end up taking it back out. There we go, there's the tailpipe.
Any more?
It's good for now.
Okay.
Too bad we're doing it on a budget.
Well, how do you not know how to work a GoPro?
Today is the day it starts. I hope. .3 Bronco build, day 5. Here we go. Today we are gonna try and got kind of a late start after I got home from work this morning, but gonna try and get everything ready on the chassis to put the body back on. My dad's hooking up fuel lines right now. That way we don't have to crawl underneath and do that. Just patched up the fuel sending unit wiring. And I'm gonna put a new fuel pump in. I know a lot of you didn't want to see me replace the factory stuff with more factory stuff, but too bad we're doing it on a budget. So gonna put a new fuel pump in and then reseal all the exhaust manifolds and up pipes and put the turbo and everything back on. Now's the time. I'll use lots of anti-seize that way. If I end up keeping this thing and down the road I want to put a bigger turbo and everything on it, I should be able to get everything disassembled again. I don't think there's that much to do other than getting the exhaust all on, the fuel pump, before the body can go back on. So if by sunset tonight we're ready to put the body on, I'll probably spend the evening just getting stuff organized, get stuff ready, and then if we can coordinate with neighbor Mark tomorrow to set the body back on, do the dual tractor body lift, that would be a good place to be. Let's get back to work.
I don't know why you guys expect me to do this. How do you not know how to work a GoPro?
He handed it to me.
No.
He pushed the buttons. Pipe down over there.
It's easy.
Okay, enough. Go away. All right, give me an update on this
Well,
Bronco project.
where'd we leave off in the last video? You watched the last video, right?
Yes.
No,
No. What?
she didn't.
What happened in the last video?
Yeah, Mom. What happened in the last video?
The last video I watched was your Rubicon video.
Yeah. Well, what about the bonus video that we dropped the day later?
Yeah, Mom.
7.3 Bronco swap, days 1 through 4.
Did you watch it, Madeline?
No, but I watched the others.
Man,
I didn't watch it.
Listen,
some fans you guys are. To all the viewers out there, thank you very much for watching. My own family doesn't.
I watched.
Kenna, you can't kick car parts. I need those. I know they look like trash, but I need those.
But they literally are trash.
No,
They're not trash.
Not trash.
They are trash.
They're not trash.
Putting the new fuel pump in the motor. Let's see, I think where the last video left off, we're waiting on parts from Riff Raff. Those all showed up. New fuel pump, some exhaust gaskets, some new bolts and things. And so I'm putting all that in. And my dad's getting some other miscellaneous stuff ready to put the body back on. Hoping we can put the body on tomorrow morning.
was that a wise decision, taking the body off to
Very
work on
wise.
this?
Yeah, well, ask me after we put it back on.
Okay.
Turning gas to diesel.
Well, that didn't take much.
No, it didn't.
This thing's still
Yeah.
attached.
Yeah. Well, that's that part.
Fuel pump's in, turbo's on, everything's hooked back up. Now all I need to do is resurface the exhaust manifolds. So everywhere right here where like carbon was blown out, that's just losing drive pressure because the exhaust comes out the ports, goes up the up pipes, and then is what spools the turbo. So any exhaust you lose between here and the ports is lost turbo RPM and spool up. Let's take a walk down the driveway and check in on the unsung hero of this project. How's it going in here?
Oh, it's going.
You high on diesel yet?
No, it's
Not as good as gasoline?
not as good as gas. Yeah. I might have to rinse it in gas because now it's slippery and it's not.
Yeah.
Before it was sticky, now it's slippery, but I think that'll go away too.
We clean it up pretty good.
But it's getting it, yeah.
Did we figure out what it was?
I think it was the decomposition of the rubber mat.
I think you're right.
Just you can see it. This is what it looks like my garden hoses. They stay in the sun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they look just like that.
Kind of that alligator skin looking thing.
Yeah.
I've got the exhaust manifolds surfaced, so I just got to anti-seize up the new bolts and stuff, put those on, torque them. Exhaust is all on, everything's hooked up. Got the manifolds on with gaskets this time. Up pipes are in, tightened, new gaskets, all that stuff. So everything's back to where it was a couple days ago when I took it apart to chase that fuel leak. And then everything's covered in copper anti-seize, which is the high temp anti-seize. My thought here is that as easy as this stuff was to do and work on and everything now, with the cab on, if I want to do like a turbo upgrade or e-fuel or whatever modifications down the road, the anti-seize should help me take it apart that much easier to work on next time. I'm gonna build as much of the exhaust as I can while the cab's off. I can't put the cab on until tomorrow anyway. So I'm gonna put the downpipe on. Just scored this 4-inch MagnaFlow muffler. I just picked that up like 30 minutes ago. So I'm gonna see how much exhaust I can get rigged up between that, the downpipe, the old exhaust tubing off Sideswipe. See if I can at least get myself out to the rear axle.
Stand on it?
Yeah. Stand on it.
I am.
Hey everybody, what's up? And welcome back to another episode of Chasing 518. And today we're still working on Bluey and Sideswipe.
That didn't sound like a truck noise. Sounded like a bad dirt bike noise to me. Like a brah.
I've got the exhaust kind of mocked up where I think I want it. I've got the downpipe here. Came with the motor, 3.5-inch tubing from Sideswipe, the 4-inch muffler I picked up today. I've got this old 3.5 to 4 coupler. So I think what I'll do is just cut this pipe right here, weld the coupler on, hang the muffler off the old Bronco bracket that I saved, and then just tack weld this turn down for now. What I don't know is that with an SUV like a Bronco, if having a turn down exhaust is potential for exhaust fumes eddying back in the Bronco, maybe coming in through the back window if it's down. I don't know. I just haven't owned an SUV with like a turn down exhaust. So I'll give it a shot. If it's dangerous or nauseous, I can do an up and over the axle or some side exit or something like that. But I need something to get me started because obviously there's going to be a ton of work to do. Let's get this tubing chopped up and tack welded together. Got a really short exhaust system built. I don't know if it's the permanent, but it'll get me by in the meantime to get the vehicle together and get a couple miles on it. So 3-inch to 3.5 to 4-inch muffler and just a turn down. I should probably weld the turn down on, huh?
Can I do that?
Okay, Madeline asked if she could do a little welding on this, so I'm gonna let her weld the turn down on here. There you go.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
How's that like?
Whoa.
Good?
Yeah.
There we go. There's the tailpipe.
Any more?
It's good for now.
Okay.
Day 5, recap. We got all the exhaust back, fuel pump in, turbo back on, everything reinstalled on the engine, hopefully leak free. And then I decided, hey, why not build the exhaust while the body's off still? So cobbled together what I had from Sideswipe, picked up a 4-inch MagnaFlow muffler today off Marketplace. The kid I bought the muffler from, he just straight piped his Duramax. And I was like, so how you like your straight pipe? He's like, oh, it's great. I was like, 16-year-old me, cut mufflers off everything I owned. 42-year-old me, puts mufflers on everything. Fuel system's done. Exhaust is close enough. I think we're ready to put a body on tomorrow. 7.3 Bronco build day 6. Today, the body goes back on the Bronco. Just like that, body back on frame. I got 2 of the front bolts started. Back ones I just dropped some steel rod in to kind of align it. I think we'll be able to shift it around enough to get all the bolts started. So not as bad as I thought it might be. Went ahead and just hooked up a steering shaft so that my dad can steer it as I push it up the driveway with the Kubota. So we'll get it back in the carport and probably take a lunch break. I'm hungry. Decided to bring the cab of Sideswipe up here because there's still a few things we're gonna need off it. Like my dad's gonna see if we can salvage the heater hoses. I know eventually I'll want the wing window. Out of that side, I'll probably run these door panels in bluey. This firewall insulation pad might also end up going in. So I'm gonna work on getting the steering column and dash and stuff out and get ready for the part I've been dreading the most, which is swapping out the wiring harness in the dash. happened in here?
Vandals.
Yeah. One thing leads to another. Trying to do a good job on a banged up old Bronco. Take the dash out, then realize there's a firewall insulation difference between apparently the gas Bronco and the diesel trucks. So this is the firewall, the inside pad on a gas Bronco that I also caught on fire twice the other day, if you saw that in the first video. But super thin foam with what probably at one point was rubber. And then you've got the diesel firewall pad that's pretty thick, denser foam, obviously more molded, even a little integrated heat shield pad right there. So the only thing stopping me from swapping those was the heater box on the inside. Pulled the heater box. It's honestly, once the dash is out, it's just like, I don't know, 4 more screws or something like that. That's as far apart as the Broncos come in on the inside. So now we'll try and transfer this pad onto the inside of the firewall. I think tonight's project's gonna be, I'm gonna lay both dashes out in the garage and try and real slowly go through swapping the wiring between the dashes. Looks like Mark's here to get his tractor back. Take 5. The part I've been dreading the most, the wiring swap in the dash. So here's the harness out of Sideswipe. I took the dash out and pulled the wiring out like a week ago. And today you saw me in the time lapse pulled the dash out of Bluey. So now I need to take the harness out of this dash and put that harness in this dash. The other thing I need to do is make the rear window up-down switch work. So I need to figure out that circuit in this one and make it work in that one. I'm gonna set the camera on the tripod and honestly just time lapse this thing. I kind of expect it. The pace I work take a couple hours. It's really my big goal for tonight, which is the end of day 6. I just want to get the dash done so that I can move on to stuff I'm more comfortable with. Here we go. Body went on, no problem. Diesel! Dog does not like the owls. Started off real strong today. Got the body on, went super smooth. Took the dash out, got a bunch of Bronco stuff cleaned up. I thought, gonna make it nice and peaceful tonight. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you barking? The body connector harness is wildly different pin out between the Bronco and the truck. I have no idea what's gonna work and what's not. But it's about midnight on day 6 and I'm tired of looking at wires. I think it's gonna work. Something's not gonna work. I'll probably end up taking it back out. Let's put it together and let's put it in the truck. See what happens. .73 Bronco build, day 7. I'm exhausted. I stayed up till about midnight last night trying to figure out the wiring. There's a couple problems. One, the truck had factory tow, so it has some functions that parallel the body connector but don't travel through it, whereas the Bronco didn't. The Bronco had 4-wheel ABS, the truck didn't. And then, you know, this all started because of what I knew, which was that the Bronco needed window up and down, which ends up being 3 wires. Permanent, like 12-volt hot all the time power all the way to the back to the tailgate, and then a signal up and a signal down wire. I've got all 3 of those figured out now. I realized the 12-volt all the time wire at the last minute, so I'm putting that in, even though the harness is already in the dash. But I'm still struggling with a lot of dissimilar functions. I printed out a connector diagram for the Bronco and a connector diagram for the truck, and I've been trying to figure out which pins are the same and which ones are different. So everything highlighted is the same. Things like VSS, vehicle speed sensor signals, tail lights, reverse, fuel level, the stuff I added, window up, window down, a ground. But I'm trying to make sense of a few others. I'm gonna save you all the really boring, tedious details. I'm just gonna grind away at the wiring because it's horrible.
What are you working on?
Time to put the pedals in the Bronco because it's going from an automatic to a manual. And I ordered this bushing rebuild kit back when it was still in Sideswipe. What a better time to put it all together. I'm all about that end user experience. Nailed it. .3 Bronco build, day 8. Let's get this thing started. Spent yesterday afternoon, evening getting the engine compartment all done. Everything under the hood is 100% done with the exception of I need a couple of those green air conditioning O-rings and the batteries are on the charger. But other than that, it's done under the hood. The big hurdle today, I gotta put the dash back in. I think I'm finally done messing with the wiring. Got to tape up a few things on the dash. I made some last minute changes to the loom over here and tape those all up, zip tie it in place, and then get the dash in the truck, make all the connections, put the steering column in, and hit the key. Let's get with it. We were down to putting batteries in it and diesel, where the gas used to be. Just discovered one more discrepancy here. The truck dash harness has a round plug that feeds downstream body stuff like speakers and seatbelt warning and all that stuff. I don't think it does anything important, but the Bronco has a rectangular plug with 12 wires in it, and the truck dash has a round plug with 8 wires in it. I just discovered that right now. I don't think I need any of that stuff to run unless it's some essential dash ground or something like that, but we'll find out shortly. I'm gonna pop the fuel filter out and we'll fill the bowl a little bit. Camera's about to fall over. But I don't think you want to fill it up to the point where like the clean fuel is supposed to go.
Put the filter in and then it pushes it out.
Oh. Batteries.
Okay, there we go.
Ready?
Yep.
Huh. I found a key.
Did you hook up the starter? I heard noises.
Yeah.
Okay.
No crank. So we can check here first. All right, so now starter signal.
What was the light that was on?
Hell yeah, brake.
Brake light?
Wait to start. Glow plugs. There you go. 7.3 Bronco swap. I can't believe it runs. If it shows in the footage, the hiccup we had was I wasn't getting power from the ignition switch to the starter solenoid, and what it ended up being was, even though it has a manual transmission, it's not looking for park or neutral. I didn't have the manual transmission harness physically plugged in, and when it's plugged in, it's jumping that signal, because I think if I did have an automatic, it's the same connector, so it's looking for a loop or a bypass right there. As soon as I plugged in the transmission harness, boom, off it went. Getting a little bit of a rough idle right now. It's probably just air in the injectors or something like that. Unfortunately, I can't go drive it because I don't have brakes or drive shaft or anything like that, but hey, it runs. 7.3 Bronco swap. Check. I hope you've enjoyed this 2-video series. The next video will be all the fun stuff. We got to hook up brakes, drive shaft, got to start all the suspension building, armor, things like that. So if you've enjoyed this so far, keep an eye out for the next video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.